Today we're at Wild Horse Welfare's Glenda Farm, one of 4 rescue and rehoming centres in the UK. We've been fortunate enough to have a visit today from our President, Her Royal Highness The Princess Royal, to help us promote the work of Wild Horse Welfare down in the southwest. We are currently looking to develop our site here at Glenda Farm, including developing a new isolation unit and crew yards, as well as eventually a new indoor riding arena, coffee shop and visitor centre. Over the last 12 months we've seen a dramatic increase in the need for horses coming into our centres across the UK. We're currently aware of around 7,000 horses out there in the equine community that are potentially going to need our help in the near future. It's really important that we develop our facilities to better enable us to care for those animals and rehabilitate and rehome them more effectively, freeing up more space in our farm to help more horses.
I rather hope that many of you have seen those plans, but I'm delighted to be here today, partly because the Glenda Farm has been on the horizon for a little while, so it's really nice to come and see what is here now, just what a good job they're doing now, but also the plans for the future and just what a difference that could make. And my congratulations go to those who are here now for living through quite an interesting period in terms of development of this site, but hopefully they're excited about the next stage, even though that may have its moments of interruption and chaos that comes with it. This farm has come on stream at precisely the right moment, sadly, because there's been enormous pressure in the last few years on horse owners, and of course the costs for keeping horses have gone up. So the pressure on places like this and charity like Wild Horse Welfare have continued to grow, and that's some of it is voluntary, and that's the nice people we meet who recognise that they can't cope and will willingly give up their horses because they realise that they can't manage. But there are also those who really don't understand the welfare issues that they've created, sometimes through sheer ignorance and sometimes through just walking away and leaving. That means the job here gets bigger in many respects. One of those issues, of course, for those who just walk away is overbreeding. Sometimes that's deliberate breeding, just created too many animals, and sometimes it's just that leaving that herd complex with uncut colts and inturbate breeding and just not understanding what's going on and just walking away and leaving it. Far too many horses. A general overpopulation. I must admit I'm intrigued by this comment because the temptation of breeding your own foals from bad mares was always there, and trying to get over that and thinking that you're going to breed something good from something which wasn't is unlikely because the mare's temperament is so important. But I'd never really heard of it being seen as a cure for laminitis. But I gather that is sometimes used as an excuse or a reason. Now that begs the question. Ada Cole was very pragmatic, but she was also determined to help people to learn. And we've still got some work to do here, if that's the case. I can't believe that was an issue in her day, because there are probably people who realise that wasn't true. But if there is a degree of ignorance out there which we still have to cater for, then places like this are going to be absolutely key to being able to get the message across about what is good practice and what it really means and what we really need to do. So reducing the number of animals that are bred is a long-term part of our strategy. But of course rehoming what we have is very much what Ada Cole promoted. Not just rescuing, but ensuring that those were good animals, who are fundamentally good animals, could still have an active and happy life. For that we depend on a lot of people, some of you here today. And that has been particularly challenging because obviously in these present economic conditions, actually having people who are prepared to rehome is more of a struggle. And we need to be able to support them and to give them the confidence to do that, knowing that we're here to be able to support them if they can't manage. But it's numbers. This year we've taken in nearly 100. That's 40% more than last year. And I'm afraid there are dozens more waiting to come into our centres. And although this here is currently the smallest, most of them have been overstocked for most of this year because of the numbers coming in. So this farm alone has taken 31 horses so far this year, and that's almost twice as many as this time last year. Now, we only manage that because we can have been successfully rehoming them. But that is a real struggle, and that's an aspect of the work that we need to promote even more. And we hope that people will understand that if they're looking for animals with good temperaments that are well educated, this is our centre is a good place to come because they have been well educated. I mean, our staff really do manage to turn quite frightened and badly damaged, both mentally and physically, animals into reliable and trusting animals who are a pleasure to have around. Please come and try the horses. Come here and see for yourself. But to help more horses, to allow us to keep them for the time that they need, having good facilities and the right facilities is absolutely crucial. And the plans here will make it a lot easier for us to be able to do that. New isolation facilities in particular, now that we understand much more about how important that is, and to have the correct facilities, places to work them, whatever the weather, which will come as good news to everybody, particularly the staff, I feel, and that seems only fair. And that, I hope, will also encourage others to be able to come and share the facilities and get more visitors. Bringing this farm up to the same standard as we hope horse welfare's other farms around the country is a number one priority. But every time you finish something new, of course, you set more standards, and I hope this will then set standards for the future for our other centres and for other organisations. And this expanded centre will serve the community, and in many ways, and for decades to come. It has taken time to get it right, the plan right combination of things, and that's what will allow us to invest in the future. We aim to invest almost £2 million to complete the new facilities by this time next year. And we hope that many of you and others who can spread the word will understand now just what a difference this plan will make and how much of an impact it can have on those horses who have, through no fault of their own, fallen on really bad times. And we hope that with your help, in whatever way that suits you, we can make the difference for a lot more horses in the future. So please, when you leave here today, spread the word for your friends and colleagues about the work that we do here. I hope you've had a chance to actually meet the equines, not just the two-legged staff are pretty good and useful to meet, but also the four-legged versions, to help you understand just what an impact can be made at centres like this for our horses of all shapes and sizes. But above all, thank you all for taking the trouble. Some of you come a long way to come and join us today and see for yourself the scope that Glenda Spooner Farm has here. But more importantly, to fulfil Glenda Spooner's ambitions for the work that she started with horses and ponies around the country. So thank you.